the United States economy is showing increased signs of resilience. The nation's gross domestic product, a key indicator of economic strength, expanded at an annual rate of 3% in the third quarter, the Commerce Department reported on Friday. The expansion defied concerns that hurricanes in Texas and Florida would put a damper on output. Republicans called the report a sign that businesses were already spending more in anticipation of a corporate tax cut, and evidence that the economy could grow faster over the long term than currently forecast. If you look at the GDP data, it's clear that is a major reason, Kevin Hassett, the chairman of the White House Council of Economic Advisers, asserted on Friday. Many economists, however, are reluctant to give Congress or the administration too much credit for the economy's trajectory. There hasn't been anything concrete in terms of spending or tax cuts that we can point to that's fueling the acceleration, said Scott Anderson, chief economist at Bank of the West in San Francisco. If anyone deserves credit for the good news, he said, it is the Federal Reserve Chairwoman, Janet L. Yellen. The economy is experiencing its fastest growth spurt in 2 consecutive quarters since 2014, after hitting 3.1% in the spring, a level that prompted President Trump to suggest that we're really on our way to sustaining that pace year-round. On a yearly basis, as you know, the last administration, during an 8-year period, never hit 3%, Mr. Trump said during a speech in Missouri in August. But economists say it is highly unlikely that growth for the year will reach 3%. The first quarter was tepid, and projections for the current quarter hover around 2.8%. With legislation embodying the party's tax proposals expected next week, the figures released on Friday also highlight the fine line Republicans are walking in selling their policy. They are celebrating faster growth while arguing that tax reform is needed to accelerate it further. Representative Kevin Brady, Republican of Texas and the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, said in a statement on Friday that our economy produced solid growth last quarter and went on to say that tax reform was a way to continue this growth and reinvigorate America's economy. On Friday, Mr. Hassett and the Council of Economic Advisers released projections of how one prospective provision of the tax plan, a reduction in corporate tax rates to 20% from 35%, would affect economic growth. They said it would expand output by 3 to 5% over the long run, a period left unspecified. The complication is that faster growth could undermine the party's case that tax cuts are needed to add fuel to an economy that is already running with low unemployment, and it could lead the Federal Reserve to increase interest rates more quickly, which could dampen the effects of any tax bill. Liberal economists said the report showed the success of Ms. Yellen at the Fed and undermined the case for the Republican tax bill. The underlying trend in GDP